recent revelations surrounding the massive crossover event between Beyond the Gates and The Young and the Restless promise to deliver an absolute explosion of emotions and finally decode some of the most agonizing mysteries we have been tracking. Last week, we as fans were treated to the simultaneous detonation of two massive storylines that left us completely breathless. On one side of town, the gritty life or death stakes of the Plasma Ring storyline reached a boiling point with the terrifying warehouse shooting. The sheer trauma of that night is still rippling through the community, especially with the tragic loss of Derek Baldwin and the heavy survivor's guilt weighing on Jacob Hawthorne. But the silver lining of that dark night was the long-awaited downfall of some major players. Seeing Dr. Leah Whitmore and Wren finally get arrested and placed in handcuffs was a moment of pure, unadulterated triumph. It felt like a massive victory for justice, even though we all know the true mastermind is still lurking in the shadows. But that is not all. While the police were busy busting the black market plasma operation, the high society of Fairmont Crest was experiencing its own form of explosive drama at the cotillion. Amidst the fierce competition, the backstabbing, and the generational rivalries, we watched in awe as Samantha Richardson was officially honored with the highly coveted Platinum Crown. After everything Samantha has been through, from her anxieties about finding an escort to navigating the complex social dynamics of her family, seeing her claim that crown was a beautifully earned moment, it perfectly showcased the dual nature of this show, the glittering, wealthy surface of the country club elite directly contrasting with the dangerous, criminal underbelly of the city. So this makes me wonder about the impending arrival of the Impaler. Next week is slated to be absolutely packed with high-stakes drama as the mysterious leader of the Plasma Ring finally steps out of the shadows for a face-to-face meeting with casino boss Joey Armstrong and his henchman, Randy Parker. For months, we have been agonizing over the true identity of this ruthless crime lord. But with the massive Y&R crossover officially kicking off, my mind is spinning with a wild yet entirely plausible theory. What if the Impaler is actually one of the high-profile guests arriving from Genoa City? Specifically, could this ruthless mastermind be connected to the legendary Abbott or Winters families? Just think about the narrative brilliance of this twist. Vernon Dupree and Martin Richardson are rolling out the red carpet to welcome these Genoa City titans for Martin's political fundraiser. They believe they are hosting respectable, wealthy political allies. But if the Impaler is secretly hiding among the Y&R elite, Martin and Vernon will be unknowingly shaking hands with the very devil who ordered the hit that took Derek Baldwin's life. The sheer irony of hosting a glamorous political event while the leader of a murderous plasma ring sips champagne in their ballroom is exactly the kind of jaw-dropping drama I live for. This brings me to a fascinating dynamic between Vernon Dupree, Martin Richardson, and the notoriously manipulative Joey Armstrong. We all know that Joey has been holding Martin under his thumb, using his casino connections and underworld leverage to control the aspiring politician. But Vernon, being the fiercely protective patriarch, previously assured Martin that he would do absolutely everything in his power to break Joey's control over him. This makes me ask a very important question. Is reaching out to Genoa City's Victor Newman the ultimate solution Vernon was talking about? Victor Newman is not just a wealthy businessman. He is a notorious, ruthless tycoon with an insatiable ambition and a reputation for completely destroying anyone who stands in his way. The writers bringing Victor into the Beyond the Gates canvas is a stroke of absolute genius. I strongly believe that the writers will perfectly preserve Victor's cutthroat, ambitious personality as he transitions from Genoa City to Fairmont Crest. And if you look closely, Joey Armstrong shares a strikingly similar personality to Victor. Both men are wildly manipulative, fiercely territorial, and completely unapologetic about the dark methods they use to maintain power. If Vernon is using Victor as a weapon to dismantle Joey's empire, we are about to witness an epic, earth-shattering rivalry. Two alpha male titans going head-to-head for control of Fairmont Crest would bring an unprecedented level of tension to the show. I am absolutely here for a Victor versus Joey war. But amidst all this corporate espionage and criminal intrigue, a completely unexpected and scorchingly hot romantic storyline is about to ignite. The crossover event is bringing Kyle Abbott to town to support his childhood friend Martin, alongside his parents Jack and Diane Abbott. While Jack and Diane are dealing with their own messy MIA drama, Kyle is about to find himself entangled in the most dangerous web in Fairmont Crest, Haley Hamilton. My theory is that an unprecedented disaster at the political fundraiser will be the catalyst for this forbidden romance. Spoilers reveal that a massive, terrifying accident is going to occur during the grand event. A heavy, ornate, decorative chandelier is going to detach from the ceiling and plummet directly toward the crowd. And who happens to be standing right in the drop zone? None other than the scheming, deceitful Haley Hamilton. Let us take a moment to deeply analyze Haley's psychological state in that exact split second. Haley has been meticulously, coldly poisoning her husband, Bill Hamilton, for weeks. We have already seen the terrifying physical effects taking hold, with Bill suffering from severe, uncontrollable hand tremors. Haley has been dodging Thomas Navarro's suspicions, rejecting Bill's physical advances to hide the poison serum in her cleavage, and fending off Leslie Thomas's relentless blackmail attempts. She is so incredibly close to the finish line. She can practically taste the massive life insurance payout she and her cousin Randy Parker have been plotting to steal. And then, in a twist of cruel, poetic irony, she looks up and realizes she is about to be crushed to death by a falling chandelier. The sheer panic that must rip through her mind, the horrifying realization that she might not survive to enjoy the millions she has committed murder for, is a masterclass in karmic justice. But fate, it seems, has other plans for our resident Black Widow. In a heart-stopping moment of pure heroism, Kyle Abbott is going to lunge forward, grabbing Haley and pulling her out of the path of destruction just milliseconds before the chandelier shatters against the marble floor. The physical impact of the rescue, combined with the massive, overwhelming rush of adrenaline from cheating death, is going to create an intense, undeniable spark between them. And that is when it happens, the steamy, completely unexpected kiss on the Beyond the Gates screen. Kyle, still reeling from the heroic rescue, and Haley, flushed with the intoxicating thrill of survival, will lock lips in a moment of pure, unbridled passion. What on earth could push these two together when Haley is still technically married to Bill? Well, if there is one thing I know for absolute certainty about Haley Hamilton, it is that attracting the attention of wealthy, handsome men is her ultimate specialty. She thrives on validation, danger, and manipulation. Kyle Abbott, with his Genoa city wealth, his youthful charm, and his heroic bravado, is the perfect target for her insatiable ego. She knows exactly how to make an impression, and Kyle is about to fall right into her trap. This single, explosive kiss is going to be the starting point of a deeply dangerous, highly illicit secret affair. But this makes me wonder how on earth Haley plans to juggle all of her dark secrets. She is already orchestrating a complex murder plot against her husband. She is actively meeting with Randy Parker to finalize Bill's demise. Joey Armstrong is already highly suspicious of her and has noticed Bill's deteriorating health. Now, she is adding a steamy affair with a high-profile Genoa city heir to her incredibly messy plate. The dramatic possibilities are absolutely endless. What if Bill, despite his failing health, catches Haley and Kyle in a compromising position? Bill has already been feeling rejected and off balance because Haley refuses to let him touch her. Discovering her in the arms of Kyle Abbott might be the exact trigger Bill needs to finally realize his wife is a monster. Or, even more terrifying for Haley, what if Kyle gets too physically close during their illicit rendezvous and discovers the vial of poison serum she keeps hidden on her person? Kyle is not a fool. If he finds out the woman he just saved is actively murdering her husband, he could become the ultimate threat to Haley's grand endgame. Furthermore, how will this secret affair impact the broader political landscape of the crossover? Martin Richardson relies on Kyle's support for his fundraiser. If Kyle is caught sleeping with the wife of Martin's senior law partner, the scandal could completely derail Martin's political aspirations. And let us not forget Leslie Thomas, who is constantly lurking in the shadows, desperate for leverage to take down the Dupree family. If Leslie catches wind of Haley and Kyle's affair, she will absolutely use it to blackmail Haley into the destructive alliance she has been pushing for. Every single detail we have been given points to a week of television that will fundamentally change the landscape of Fairmont Crest forever. The arrival of the Abbott family, the looming threat of the Impaler, the high-stakes power play between Vernon, Victor, and Joey, and the incredibly dangerous, steamy new affair between Kyle and Haley are perfectly woven together into a tapestry of pure soap opera perfection. I am counting down the seconds until these episodes air, because the fallout from this massive crossover event is going to leave a trail of broken hearts, shattered empires, and shocking arrests. Will Victor Newman successfully crush Joey Armstrong? Will the Impaler's true identity leave us screaming at our screens? And most importantly, will Haley Hamilton's web of lies, poison, and lust finally collapse in on her? I cannot wait to find out.